Grab your cozies and hot drinks, my friends, because we're about to take on my dining room, giving it a much-needed cozy refresh. We're going bold with color, adding some of that cozy farmhouse charm to the ceiling, and decking the space out with so many thrifted goodies you'll be howling for more. DIY friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Danie, and today's DIY in progress is happening right here in my dining space. I gotta tell you, I've been dying to work on this space, and while I have a million creative ideas to upgrade this space on a very large level, I don't have the time or funds, thank you garage, to facilitate those changes, but simple updates now that I can do. Now, 2 years ago, I gave this dining space a little facelift, so to speak. We painted the trim and the windows. We added this peg rack in the back. And to this day, I still love everything that I did. But what I'm not in love with is the color. I want to change it among a few other small changes that I think is just going to elevate this little space big time. So I'm excited to share my ideas, but before we get into it, if you are new here, feel free to hit that subscribe button and join this amazing Creative Beast community. I have a dream of hitting 300,000 subscribers by the end of this year, which is super ambitious, but I think it's a goal we can hit. Ask your friends and family to sub if they love DIY as much as you do. So what do you say? Shall we give this kitchen a little magical touch? Editor, roll the tape. Boop. Alrighty, so like I said, I want to refresh my dining space. Now, the sage color that's in here is, I love it. It's so beautiful and it's soft and it gives this space personality. But in the last year, I gotta say, I haven't really connected with it in the same way that I did 2 years ago. You know, perhaps trends have influenced me, but I also like to think that my design style is evolving and it's ever changing, and my home is going to be ever changing with it. And I think that's okay. So I have one color that I've always been in love with. I feel like it feeds into my love of dark and moody, but still kind of provides a little bit of personality to stand on its own, and that is this. So this is Moroccan Spice by Behr. Now, before you go, ew, you need to trust the process with me here, because I have had this color on my mood board dreams for some time now. I love that it's got this kind of nice mix of yellow and brown. It's definitely, I guess, what we can consider a jewel tone. And if I pull up my mood board here, you can see it really just complements nicely with my cabinet colors that was painted in the color Cracked Pepper, which, may I add, is the 2024 color of the year by Behr. So who's trendy now? I mean, a part of me said, if you want to paint this again, we should go for something light and more neutral. At least that's what the trend said. But I like color. I like my home to have a pop of personality. So we're gonna give this color a try. And guess what? If I don't like it, I can just paint over it, my friends. And that's what I love about paint. Now, I am going to paint the windows and the peg rack this color, but the trim that was originally painted the same sage color is going to go back to white. I just feel like if we paint that like mustardy color as well, it might be a lot. So that's the plan so far. We're going one thing at a time. So what do you say? Let's go play with color, shall we? Oh boy, if this room was echoey before, now it's gonna be super echoey. I know, it's so loud. Tomorrow, this kitchen will be more yellow. Bow, 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 bow. we gotta clean. There's a lot of cobwebs over there and a lot of bugs that have died. There is actually a lot of bugs that have died over here. We really need to vacuum that up. Okay, yowza! I've come to exterminate your flies.
Perfect guy. I can't have a bad temper, make a big fuss and cry. And I know that lately it's been hard. We had a bumpy ride, but if you give me one more chance, I make it effortless. So if you want to come back home, I will be cooking Sunday breakfast all week long. We're gonna go and skate on frozen lakes, spend the morning baking cakes with the glowing of our love. So if you with the glowing.
Well, okay, I have made an absolute mess behind me, but I love it. I love it so much. Halfway through, I was like, do I love it? But you know what? As soon as it turned 4:30 and that sun started coming through the window and this whole room just lit up and I saw how beautiful this color looked, I was like, oh my gosh, I love it so much. I'm actually like, I think because it darkened up after I painted it, I love the color that it darkened into. Like, it just looks so good against the white. The only thing I don't know is if I'm going to keep the doors this color. Like, I love the trim, but I think I need to paint the doors either black or white. See, if we step back, doesn't it feel like this just needs to be a different color? I don't know what to do. So, you know what? Some big decisions need to be made, but we don't need to make it today. I just need to keep painting because this trim ain't gonna paint itself, and it does need another coat covering up that green. Yowza! But that's okay. So I'm gonna go do that tonight, and then tomorrow we will start fresh on a brand new DIY. See you then.
Nearly gotten her killed in rift holds so many times, had implied so much about the two of them, and yet he didn't let himself finish.
Good morning, friends. New day, new opportunities, new DIY plans. Last night, I worked late into the night. As you can see behind me, I painted the doors white. It was just feeling like a lot of yellow, but I do think that the white with the yellow trim, it just like matches the windows. So I think it's gonna be good. I'm so excited to start this day. We just needed to get through the painting, which, by the way, coming down this morning, seeing this color, joy. I love this color so much, and I forgot to talk about this yesterday, but I want to show you like the main inspiration for why I picked this color. I would love you all to meet John Del Toro. So I got John from my mom. This was something in her house. She didn't want it anymore. And I'm like, oh, I love him. And I just, everything about this has been just like a dream for me. Like the color palette, I love John so much. He's been on my shelf in the, like my little built-in arched nook, but I really think that he's gonna be beautiful in this kitchen space. Like, I'm sorry, John, were you meant to be on that shelf? Were you meant to be in this kitchen? Did you just completely inspire my entire kitchen makeover? The answer is yes. Yes, John, you did. So, we are moving on to the next part of this DIY makeover, which is adding these beautiful faux beams into the kitchen space, well, into the dining space. So the kitchen kind of is like cut into two, and I thought it would be really fun to bring in that exposed beam look that is very prominent in my living room and very prominent in my office. And I actually want to use the joists that are running in the office to dictate where they're gonna run out here as well. So I think it's gonna be so beautiful. I don't wanna make them very big. If we pull back up my inspiration board here, you'll see I have a photo that I shared from I Spy DIY. Her kitchen is just beautiful, but I love that the ceiling beams, they're just small, and I think that's what we want to do in here. That's what I want to at least try to recreate in here. So I got some lumber, we need to cut it up. I'm hoping I can do this myself. You know, me and a 2x4 could hold up the beam while I screw it in. We'll see. This could get real sketchy fast, but we're gonna try. I need to figure out where all those joists are going to sit on the ceiling and then mark those out. And then I can measure to make sure I know what all the sizes are, because you know that this kitchen is not square. We're gonna go outside and we're gonna start cutting some wood. We're gonna number the joists, and then it's gonna be a joy to create the faux joists. Yes! Look at that, 11, 8, and 7/8, right down the fraction. We have our measurements, let's go cut some wood. Are you coming? Oh, hello, table. Okay, we're back inside. Some time has gone by. I let these dry up enough that I felt like I could work with it. It's not like perfectly dry, but we can let it dry fully when it's on the ceiling, because I'm too excited and I can't wait. I feel like the staining went really well. I went with 2 types of stain. It was a special walnut that's mixed with the Puritan pine. I just find that the Puritan has a little bit of a yellowy tinge, and it's actually the same kind of color mix that I went with for this faux beam here. So I was trying to match that to the best of my abilities. It's not perfect, but I think it's going to do. So, seeing how I'm one person, I actually brought in a 2x4 that's gonna like help hold the other side onto the ceiling. I'm going to start with beam 1, and we'll move ourselves down to all the way to beam 5. So beam me up, Scotty, because we're going on an adventure. Problem number 1 is, does this beam fit the ceiling? I don't know if I can do this. It's not like they're heavy. I should be able to hold the weight. Okay, nope. There's nobody here but me and Kenobi. Kenobi, can you come hold this board, please? He's not much help. Okay, and then we take the 2x4. How am I gonna do this? Like that. Get that nice and snug in there. Oh my God, it looks so good. Okay, I'm putting my first screw in, I'm scared. But screw it, we're having fun. That definitely went into wood. There's no doubt in my mind. Yes. My poor wall. I mean, yeah. Okay. 1, 4 more to go. Okay. We can do this. Okay, 2x4. In. Hair too long. Oh, that is just such a tragedy. All right, 2x4. Okay, going back outside. Be right back. We are going in for the kill. It's okay. That's not quite in the right spot. To say I'm sweating profusely would be a lie, because I think I'm dying. All right, I just put a giant gash in my wall that I gotta go fix now, so I think I'm gonna have to wait till Jeffrey gets home so that he can help me. This is not easy with one person. I really just wanted to be able to get it done. All right, I'm gonna go fix a wall, and then I'll do this later. Bummer. Good morning, friends. The ceiling feels so good. Coming down this morning, it was just like such a lovely surprise. This space feels so much warmer. It feels so much more farmhousey, but like it's like in a cozy way, and I'm just obsessed. I worked really late last night to get everything done. As you could see, I got all the caulking done just on the edges that hit the ceiling, and I feel like when you do that, it just kind of really builds in the wood piece pieces and just makes it feel like it's like coming out of the ceiling versus just sitting on top of it. It's just, it required a lot of work and time, but it's so worth it. And I'm obsessed. The next thing that I don't love that needs to be updated is this table. I love this table. I got it from CB2. I bought it when I first moved into this house. It was like my move-in gift to me, and I'm still obsessed with it. I think it suits the farmhouse style. It's probably actually a little bit more modern than I would have gone for. Like, I think a real nice farmhouse antique table would look beautiful in here, but I still love this table. But the only thing that I don't love about it, it is a little bit of a lighter wood, like a beech wood kind of appeal, and I've always wanted it to be darker. Now, every once in a while, to like upkeep these kind of tables, you do need to give it a light sand and like keep re-oiling it over time, and it's definitely due. So I figured, because we're due for a nice oiling, it's got a bunch of scratches on it. I've also done an epoxy project on it and got some paper stuck to it. So this thing really needs to be sanded down. So I figured if we're gonna do that work, we could sand it down, stain it in special walnut just to warm up the wood a little bit, and then we can put an oil on top. So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna warm this table up, and I think it's just gonna make this space shine. So let's go do it. Marathon continues. Woohoo! Okay, so I just finished. That was a lot of work. This has been a hustle. I'm really excited about this color. It looks so good with the paint color. Like, it just, everything just beautifully matches each other, and I'm so happy. I do need to let this dry completely. I'm gonna give it 24 hours, and then tomorrow I'm gonna put a really nice oil on it, and then it's just gonna give it a nice finished coat and make it very protected. It looks good though. Okay, so next steps, I'm gonna clean this space up. I'm gonna get the garbage out of the corner. I'm gonna clean up all the DIY stuff. Once I'm done that, then I'm gonna bring out all the decor stuff and show you guys what I have for this space, and it's very exciting. So let's go bring this room together, finally. Yay!
All right, so voiceover Danie dropping in here. The first decor element I added into this space was this beautiful checkered jute rug from H&M Home. Regularly $249, I got this 10x7 size rug for 211 buckaroos, which I think was a steal, but I loved the black checks on each end, and then the lighter jute color. It just really grounded the space and just warmed this whole room up so much. I have been dying to put a rug in this space for so long, and the price was way too good to pass up. This was also really hard to do by myself, may I add. I then added these two sleek modern chairs from Article. They are simple looking, but I love this added touch of modern. Now, I am an avid magazine buyer, so I always love a place to put all my recent reads in. I found this lovely brass weaved rack at an estate sale. If you haven't seen that video, I will link it above. I found this beautiful curvy lamp at my local HomeSense for $80. My friends, in what world? And the shape and the curves, it was just, chef's kiss. Beside that, I'm adding some neutral colored home decor books and paired this with a gorgeous striped vase I got from the thrift store for $6.99. When I found this, I literally gasped. It is so perfect in this space, and I just could not believe someone would give this away. Now, we can't forget about John Del Toro. I thought the perfect spot for him was right below my peg rack, just to make a moment on this wall. Love you, John. Now below John, I added a white stool paired with an antique book and this beautiful antique oil lamp. My grandmother gave this to me, and I've always adored it. On the peg rack shelf, I wanted to keep it simple, but added unique pieces that make me happy. Most of these items have been thrifted finds, family heirlooms, or estate sale grabs. I just love conversation pieces, so it's just fun to keep it playful. Now on the pegs themselves, I added some more functional items. Okay, the bell was decor, but so farmhouse chic, am I right? The windowsill got all thrifted finds, a brass bell, old cozy vintage books, and these 2 wood candle pillars that have been waiting on the sidelines for this moment. Now on the wall, I added this photo of my great-great-grandmother's home in Holland, and last I added this hook on the wall so that I could hang and display this vintage lantern. This was an estate sale find, and I just knew it would slay in this cozy farmhouse kitchen vibe. However, the cord was not so nice, so I grabbed some cord hiders and painted them in the same color as the wall. The last awesome decor piece was this Dutchies sign that I nabbed at a recent estate sale. It looks so antique, so vintage, and if you haven't already gathered from my other decor, both Jeff and I have Dutch backgrounds, so I thought this was so fun, very conversational, and just fit that cozy farmhouse vibe. Well, DIY friends, I did it. I managed to give this dining space some pretty simple DIY updates that completely transformed the entire vibe of this room. I always find it amazing what some paint, some thrifted decor, and stain can do to a space. Adding that rug to the floor and just the faux joists to the top added such a touch of warmth and just made the entire room feel so cozy, farmhouse chic in all the right ways. The light modern touches were just enough for me, and all the little vintage pieces just lit my soul. Oh, it's so cozy and inviting here now, and I just can't wait to sit at this table in the mornings, read my favorite magazines while enjoying a hot cup of coffee. So bliss.
Well, honestly, I am just thrilled. So happy with this space. So happy how I feel in it. It's just so cozy. It's really farmhouse chic in here with a little touch of modern. It's just everything that my style has evolved into, and it just brings me a lot of joy. There were a lot of simple changes that went into this space, but you know what? I think even simple changes can make big, bold statements in a room, and I love that so much. Simply adding something to a ceiling or just changing up the color has completely changed the vibe in this room. But you guys should let me know, what did you think of this transformation? Would you incorporate some of these changes into your own space? Let me know down below, or what would you have changed if you could have designed this space for your own home? Would you have gone a bold color? Would you have gone something more neutral? Comment down below and give this video a big thumbs up, and feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. If you're new here, we do lots of home makeovers, lots of fun thrift flips, and I'm just hoping to make to 300,000 by the end of this year, which is super ambitious, but I think we can do it with your help. So share with your friends and family, anyone who loves the world of DIY. Of course, speaking of love, sending so much of that to my Patreon family. You guys are amazing. You support me on a weekly basis, and I love having you all in my life. If you are looking for a wonderful community of creative DIYers who love to inspire each other, encourage each other, give advice, it's just such a beautiful place. So go check it out in my description box and join. It's kind of the best place to be. All right, DIY friends, stay positive, stay creative, and keep on DIYing. See you next week. Bye-bye.